Jeżeli kupujesz dom, odnawiasz mortgage lub szukasz lepszej oferty pożyczkowej, to koniecznie przyjdź do Credit Union Świętego Stanisława i Świętego Kazimierza. Credit Union oferuje bardzo dobre oprocentowania i warunki spłat pożyczek. W chwili obecnej skorzystać możesz ze specjalnej promocji i za darmo przenieść swoją hipotekę z banku do polskiej Credit Union. O szczegóły ofert pytaj w biurach Credit Union lub zadzwoń 1-888-558-5506.
Jeśli lecisz do Polski, planujesz wakacje na słonecznym południu lub wycieczkę pielgrzymkę do Ziemi Świętej, Włoch, Meksyku czy innych zakątków świata, zadzwoń do Windsor Travel. Tylko u nas super ceny i profesjonalna obsługa. Nasza dewiza to zadowolony klient.
Credit Union Świętego Stanisława, Świętego Kazimierza oferuje specjalne świąteczne pożyczki z oprocentowaniem tylko 5,25% na okres 1 roku i 5,75% na okres 18 miesięcy. Nie zwlekaj. Z tej znakomitej oferty pożyczkowej skorzystać można tylko w sezonie świątecznym. Życzymy udanych zakupów. O szczegóły ofert zapytaj w biurach Credit Union lub zadzwoń do call center. Zgodnie z zapowiedzią z ubiegłego tygodnia przedstawimy Państwu drugą część obszernych fragmentów niezwykle interesującego filmu dokumentalnego prezentującego historię 100 lat Polonii w Windsor. Realizatorem filmu, powstałego według scenariusza 2 studentek Uniwersytetu Windsorskiego, Ani Baryckiej i Magdy Tywonek, jest Piotr Niemasik. Film nadajemy w wersji angielskiej, gdyż tylko taką autorzy przygotowali na projekcje odbywające się niedawno w Windsor z okazji obchodów jubileuszu stulecia Polonii w tym mieście.
Canada has had a rich history of achievement from the Poles it has accepted. Many have given back to Canada in their roles as political servants. Alexander Edward Kiszkowski, who completed his education as a civil engineer in Paris, was the first Polish immigrant MP to be elected to the House of Commons, serving Quebec from 1867 to 1870. Another first was Dr. Stanley Haidach, who became the first Minister of State for Multiculturalism in 1972.
Myśli moje często wracają do mojej młodości, do domu rodzinnego, tego domu, który był napojony polskością i religijnością.
Po raz pierwszy w historii Kanady polityk polskiego pochodzenia obejmuje tak poważną funkcję w strukturze politycznej tego kraju. Jest to rzeczywisty powód do dumy dla kilkusettysięcznej Polonii kanadyjskiej.
Also, Jesse Fliss was MP Parkdale Hyde Park in Toronto, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Transport and the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Many of these have become so assimilated into the culture that they are more identified as simply Canadians rather than as Polish Canadians. Many are second-generation Poles, benefiting from the hardships endured by their immigrant parents.
Mieliśmy roga komunizm poza Kanadą, ale teraz nie mamy tego roga, także teraz jest szansa budować nasz kraj. Ja mówię nasz kraj jako rodzony tu, zawsze śmieję się rodzone województwo Saskatchewan, ale nasz kraj to jest tu, Kanada. I cieszę się, że Kanada pozwala dual citizenship. My nie musimy się wstydzić, że jesteśmy z polskiego pochodzenia. Nie. I'm a Canadian plus. Jak ja rozmawiam z studentami na wyższych szczeblach, ja im mówię, be a Canadian plus. And the fact that you have preserved your heritage language and your culture, you are a Canadian plus.
The celebrated broadcaster, writer, and reporter Peter Zowski, a Canadian legend, is son of the famous Kazimierz Zowski, a renowned engineer and past Lieutenant Governor of Ontario and a Pole of noble birth. Paul Staniszewski is also among one of the most long-standing and patriotic members of Windsor's Polonia. After retiring from his legal duties as a judge in 1992, he devoted more of his time towards the support of Polish festivities within the local region. Also, legendary hockey player Wayne Gretzky descends from a Polish father, a Polish grandmother, and a Belarusian grandfather. One of Poland's most beloved and honored Poles is often not recognized as a Pole at all. Friedrich Chopin was born and raised in Poland. He made a second home in France and proceeded to develop into a musical virtuoso, producing some of history's most skillful and mesmerizing repertoire for the classical piano. It is in his footsteps that Daniel Nukowski seems to tread. Daniel was born in Canada to Polish parents in 1981. His higher education began at the Chopin Conservatory of Music in Warsaw. The young pianist continued with a merit scholarship at the prestigious Peabody Conservatory at Johns Hopkins University. Daniel has a special affinity for Chopin, as well as other Polish composers. He has been invited to perform in numerous international Chopin festivals in Paris, Rome, Vienna, Basel, Toronto, New York, Buenos Aires, and Warsaw. He has participated in Chopin competitions with amazing results. Second prize in the 1997 International Chopin Competition in Jafarnia in Poland. The winner of the 2000 14th National Chopin Competition in Warsaw. And the semifinalist in the international version of the competition that same year. Maria Filacka is a talented and revered artist in the community. A great source of pride, her work has regularly been a feature of the exposition at the Carousel of Nations. Her most recognizable work is her sculpture of the bust of Chopin. It is considered to be one of the best artistic expressions of the pianist's face. Jerzy Webel is another serious and exceptional Polish artist. He continued painting and exhibiting his work in shows and galleries in Canada, the United States, and internationally. He has a thick, vibrant style and an unbelievable eye for color. His work is original, collectible, and affordable. A rare combination. The Poles have always had a fighting spirit. Tomasz Kucharzewski carried the spirit of the Poles in the Windsor community. He did it as an international Kyokushin heavyweight fighter in demanding full-contact, stand-up Japanese karate style. Tomasz's achievements during his career were remarkable. Born in 1968 in Poland, he began by winning the Polish national Kyokushin competition in 1988 through 1990, became the Canadian champion in 1991, the 5 times international Shibodan champion, and then the world Shibodan champion in 1994 in Tokyo, Japan. In 1999, he added world kickboxing champion to his titles. He was a brilliant and intelligent fighter. Unfortunately, Tomasz passed March 8, 2008, at the age of 39. Beauty and intelligence have always been a trademark of Polish women. With their Slavic features and spirit, the Windsor community of Poles has its representative, Katarzyna Dzedzic, a native of Poland. In 2002, Katarzyna won the title of Miss Universe Western Ontario, and then went on to win the crown for Miss International Canada in 2003. It was the first time in 43 years of Canadian history that a woman of Polish descent became an ambassador of beauty for Canada. This title allowed her to represent Canada internationally in Tokyo, Japan. In the Polonia International 2004 pageant in Vienna, Austria, she placed first runner-up. Miss Dzedzic has an honors degree in criminology and sociology from the University of Windsor and is pursuing one in finance. An important feature of the Polish diaspora is the intellectual contribution that Poles have made to their communities. Solidarity-era immigrants were well educated. When they reached Windsor, they facilitated their transition into Canadian society very quickly. Today's Polonia is populated significantly by law officials, teachers, engineers, health professionals, artists, academic and business entrepreneurs, all who were part of the Solidarity immigration. In the vein of their predecessors like Marie Curie Skłodowska and Mikhail Kuplonik, Poles have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. This is obviously defined by the Polish contribution to the University of Windsor, beginning with the Ursuline sisters, many of whom lectured at the university, to the gifted professors who work at the university today. Some interesting faculty positions were held by Poles in the past. Mateusz Glinski was director of the School of Music. Zbigniew Fallenbel was chair of the Department of Economics and dean of the faculty. Edward Kuffel was chair of the Department of Electrical Engineering, while Frank Borowicz was in the Faculty of Law. The current faculty is rich with hard-working researchers in many dynamic disciplines. Professor Jan Szyborowski of the Biology Department and the Great Lakes Institute of Environmental Research is a busy and prolific researcher, bringing in thousands of dollars to the university. Dr. Eva Chalinska also works in environmental research. Dr. Jerry Sokolowski from the Department of Mechanical, Automotive, and Materials Engineering works in light metal castings technology research and has made a remarkable impact on cost savings in the automotive industry. Dr. Andrzej Sobieziak works in the same department, concentrating on research to define efficient use of fuel cells. There are many Poles in the Faculty of Physics. Polish impetus and know-how have allowed a variety of Polish businesses to flourish in the city and the county. The first Polish businesses in the region were Black's Bakery on Langlois. Peter and Elsie Black arrived from Poland in 1918 and opened Black's Bakery that same year. The bakery prospered during the 20s, also helping those in need during the Depression. This family-owned bakery still prospers today, using the same Peterson brick hearth oven from 1918. The bakery is an institution, having been in operation for 90 years as of 2008. The Polish People's Home Association, Dom Polski Hall, is the second oldest ethnic club in the city of Windsor. It came into existence within the walls of Holy Trinity Church in 1925, and a plan was immediately set in motion to build the hall on Langlois Street. During World War II, Dom Polski had the distinction of hosting the Polish Army's recruiting station. Since 1930, when the club was built, it has been serving the Polish community in Windsor as a cultural, festive center. Recently, the hall has been renovated, and its new modern look continues to fulfill its significant ethnic role. Poles have also created their own financial institution. The St. Stanislaw and St. Kazimierz Polish Parish Credit Union was founded in Toronto during mid-1945. Currently, it has grown to become one of the largest parish-based financial institutions in the world, with 20 branches scattered across Ontario. Founded on Ottawa Street, it is involved in many Polish community initiatives, sponsoring cultural and social events. The Polish community formed the Polish Social Club in 1951 with the intention of preserving Polish culture through community events. Another organization that brought the community together was the Polonia Sports Club, founded in 1953 by Post 126. In the 1980s, increased immigration allowed for the revival of the sports club, and today it has over 200 members. The Polish Alliance of Windsor, Branch 20, was also quite an active organization for many years, promoting cultural, traditional, and community events. Their youth groups were well known on the local and national scene. Last year, the national organization celebrated the 100th anniversary of its existence. Culture and art are embodied in the community. The Tatry Dance Ensemble came to existence in the Dom Polski Hall in the 70s. Today, this dance ensemble continues to serve as a cultural ambassador, presenting traditional Polish dances throughout the wider Polish community. The ensemble currently trains about 100 members in 5 different age groups. Internationally, the group has performed in New York, Michigan, and several times in Poland. Alongside Tatry, the theater vocal group Płomień is equally active. Płomień, meaning flame, was established in 1995 to preserve and promote culture through dynamic stage performances of Polish fundamentals. The presence of song, dance, theater, and poetry provide a diversified view of Polish culture to the residents of Windsor. The Carousel of Nations is a yearly showcase in which Polonia presents Polish culture. It is the city's multicultural festival, and Windsor's Polonia organizes the Polish Village each year since June of 1975. The festival includes exhibitions of Polish cultural achievements in Dom Polski Hall, carefully crafted by Windsor's Ursuline Sisters. Performances by the Tatry Song and Dance Ensemble, as well as Płomień, are featured. But the highlight is surely the tasting of Polish cuisine. The Polish Village is very popular amongst Canadians, attracting thousands over its duration. Another significant financial organization contributing to Polonia is Polonia Center. which has been a registered nonprofit charity since 1978. In 1996, the Polonia Center Academic Awards Program was established to encourage and support the younger generation of Poles in their pursuit of higher education. To date, over $500,000 has been contributed in support of cultural, sporting, religious, and humanitarian efforts, with an additional $50,000 contributed to the Holy Trinity Church's renovation and $3,500 contributed annually towards the Leddy Library. As this organization celebrates its 30th anniversary, it is evident that it will be integral to the Polish community of Windsor for many years. The Polish-Canadian Business and Professional Association has worked to link local Canadian and Polish businesses since its establishment in 1996. Jerzy Barycki, the president of the association, has been in the forefront of many initiatives, including the creation of the association and the rebirth of the local Canadian-Polish Congress, followed by high-profile projects such as the twinning of Lublin and Windsor and the organization of Polish Weeks in Windsor. The association has succeeded in creating diplomatic arrangements to promote exchanges in business, science, and culture between the sister cities of Windsor and Lublin. The Canadian-Polish Congress is responsible for the Polish initiative and the cooperation between all Polish organizations. The Congress has been in existence since 1944. In 2001, there was a reincarnation of the Congress Windsor branch. Recently, in June of 2008, the Congress was invited to Parliament Hill in Ottawa to meet with the Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, to commemorate the 150 years of Polish settlement by the Kaszubs, our own 100th anniversary of Polonia in Windsor, and the 75th anniversary of the Canadian-Polish Congress. The ceremony held particular significance due to the lifting of Polish visa requirements and the signing of a social agreement undertaking a youth mobility program to strengthen ties. Adam Mickiewicz, living as an immigrant in France, wrote, "The spirit of the Polish nation is the Polish pilgrimage. It has been so for the Poles of Windsor, immigrating here and embracing their new home without forgetting themselves. Polish settlement has been a testament to the value of openness and integration, the beauty of the plans and the initiatives that flourish from the partnership of two cultures. Windsor's Poles have made an enthusiastic effort to contribute to Windsor with their hearts, minds, and spirit, and they continue to push the city forward. Canada and other nations showed kindness in accepting Poles, and Poles continue to show their gratitude to these nations. Polish history is, in its essence, a history of its people, their ideas and passions, and perseverance. Now we can see very clearly that the Polish community becomes part of the history of Windsor and Canada."
A toast to Poland. May she always be free, may God protect her, and may she always be loving to her people. To Poland.